That video cut out, so this is number 2 of it. Yeah, I don't know what fucking shit I want because some loser decided to date rape drug me in 2016 and whatever bullshit that they were making me say. Then suddenly, like, oh, when there's monitoring and surveillance going on, it's like, why don't you ask me a straightforward question when some loser's not date rape drugging me? Hello? And I will answer it. Like fucking freaks. Oh, and there was all this crap said about, oh, why doesn't he go to Tamworth? Oh, like, well, I'm not from there. I'm not from there. That's the reason. I lived most of my life in the city, and seriously, if this drama didn't happen in the last 9 years, and I still have my car, my assets and belongings, I'll be popping up there every so often. You know? Pop in there, go have a martini at the Central. You know, I wouldn't be staying. I was going to stay at the Powerhouse. Definitely won't be staying at my mother's. And Greg Maguire can let me have my dog with me. So yeah, I used to adore Greg and Twiggy Maguire. But for fuck's sakes, oh, sorry, yeah, I won't be having anything to. Oh God, I'm sure my mother's gone from. Oh, she just keeps getting worse with the boyfriends. Oh, God, once Dad divorced her, and don't take this the wrong way, I've never wanted my dad to stay with my mother. No. The person I wanted my mother to marry was my grandfather, Reginald George Purdy's, one of his closest friends, which is John Smiles. So when Dad divorced Mum in the 80s, I mean, John Smiles was one of Mum's closest friends, but it's her father's close friend. I think they have the same birthday, John and Mum. He was a workaholic. He owned PJ's boats and family boats just off Sunny Holt Road in Ford Street. Is it? I think it was Ford Street. I used to work for him growing up. And he was another guy. It was like an uncle to Amanda and I. It was great. John's son, who was a bit of a, well, Mum always said it was a rat bag. They always argued. I'm like, oh, father and son argue. But I remember because his son took off. I remember working out. His son took off in the Mercedes, the little red Jeep Mercedes that he had. He had the other Mercedes that was the cream coloured one that he used to, or the gold one that he used to always pick Mum up in. And the other one, I love John. Mum taught his son to ride horses as well. And Mum taught everybody to ride horses. Like, seriously, down in Narrangin Reserve, down in Dernside, Mum taught his son to ride horses down in Narrangin Reserve. I always wanted Mum to marry John Smales. Instead, she got with Mark Rackley and married fucking Mark Rackley. It's like, are you kidding me? As a young kid, I'm looking at this going, are you kidding me? Like, fair enough, my dad divorced you. But I'm like, really? And then she finally got away from him. Like, even Mum says now, like, when I've spoken to Mum in the last 9 years, I'm like, look what he was. And Mum's like, all right, that's why I divorced him. It's like, but how many years were you married to him? Like, from 1988, and you separated in 1994. Like, seriously. Ugh. I mean, you were still with the guy for married for 6 years with the guy. Like, come on. Seriously. Like, what you want, like, any normal person could have seen those red flags straight up. I'm a little kid going, my God, gross. And now we have to be continuously involved with the Rackleys because we've got half siblings with them. So it's like, we can't get rid of him. Like, my stepdad, Mark Rackley, his brother's Peter Rackley. So Peter Rackley was the one of the Parramatta detectives for the drug squad, which I used to find hilarious as a kid. So my step-uncle, Peter Rackley, I find this so fucking hilarious. I've got to do this video now. Sorry, Baxter. We're going to watch a movie, but I've got to do this video. So, don't get me wrong, because I think Peter Rackley was so much nicer than my stepfather. And Peter Rackley's wife, which is Kerry Rackley, I think, because I don't think the Rackleys were the same religion as us, because they never came to church with us. But Kerry Rackley was Roman Catholic, because Kerry's daughters, we used to see them at our church. So we shared the same church in Blacktown, which was St. Pat's. I was christened at St. Pat's. Well, actually, I was christened in Blacktown Hospital. Then the second christening was at St. Pat's. And so it was Brooke and Erin Rackley. So Kerry Rackley and Brooke and Erin Rackley, and my mum, Carol Purdy, and Amanda Lee Fleming. Fleming, losers. You fucking dickheads have been told so many times since 1989, but you country people are hard of hearing or something. Amanda's maiden name's Fleming, you dickhead. And myself, and we used to always go and have Christmas Mass at St. Pat's. You know, and we'd always see Kerry, Brooke and Erin Rackley there as well. So that's my stepfather's family. That's my step cousins and my step auntie, and her husband is my stepfather's brother. And I used to always find it so hilarious that my step uncle Peter Rackley, he's in charge of the well, he was a detective of Parramatta Drug Squad. And then you look at his brother Mark Rackley, and I'm like, oh God. Anyway, maybe that's what Adelaide does to people, because Mark Rackley's first family was in Adelaide.